Good morning and good afternoon to everybody on the call. Thank you very much for being here as well. As Nick mentioned, my name is Luis and I make part of the support team over here at Supermove. And in today's session, we are going to be covering multiple clients. So a couple of things that we're going to be covering is how to actually add multiple clients to a project for full visibility, how to create and assign client roles, and how to update link clients on active projects at any time. So to start off with, guys, we are obviously in the Supermove app. We're going to direct ourselves to the settings by clicking the gear icon in the top right. And then here, we're going to go to the modules and we're going to click where it says clients. There, we're going to see the client role option. And once we click on this, we're going to be presented with this screen. So I created a couple of, let's say, just dummy clients for the sake of the presentation, but obviously I'm going to be showing you how we can modify and add as well. For now, we have two tabs that are available within client roles. We have active and archived. Active meaning the ones that are currently available in the system, and then archived are the ones that you maybe, let's say, retired and not using at the moment. Within active, we can see that I already have a couple of these set up. We have customer, which is the default one that comes preset with the feature itself. I added parent, van line, secondary customer, booking agent. Verbiage is completely up to you guys. This is just my way of seeing how to actually add multiple clients. If you guys have different naming conventions or verbiage that you want to use, you're more than welcome to actually use that. So to get started, guys, if we want to add a new client role, it's pretty simple. We add by clicking the big blue button in the top right corner. We're going to be able to add the name of the client role. So in this case, let's just go ahead and name it spouse, example. And once we add a name, we're able to select which project types this client role is going to be specific for. There are going to be some clients that are, specific to certain projects, and then there's going to be others that are going to be available across all projects. From the way I see it, spouse would be something that we may want to add on all of them. And then once we've completed that, we have the other option to show on all new project types. So let's say right now you guys just have interstate, local, and commercial project types. Let's say further down the line, you add interstate and maybe military, something along those lines. If you want this client role to be automatically available for those project types, then we're going to go ahead and select this option. If we do not want this client type to be added to every single new project type that we add moving forward, then we're going to leave this toggled off. So that way it becomes more of a manual procedure when it comes to actually assigning. So we're going to leave this on for now, and we're going to click Save. And if we see, it's going to be added to the very bottom. In terms of the order that we can give this, guys, by clicking the 6 dots on the left-hand side, we can move these around. So that way they are organized and grouped to our liking. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. With the existing client roles that we have here, if we click the 3 dots on the far right, we can either archive it, meaning we move it to the archive tab over here, or we can edit the client role in case we need to change the naming convention or which projects this client role is actually assigned to. And with that being said, guys, I already have a training job up and running that we're going to be using to actually kind of test and play around with this new feature. So this is going to be presented to you at the very top of the project under the Clients tab in Move Details. You're going to see that all of the different client roles that I have in my settings on the new project type that I create moving forward, but on any existing, it doesn't seem to add it automatically. By default, you're going to see all of the different client roles already available, and it's pretty much up to you guys to start to assign them depending on the needs of the actual project. The customer role is going to be the default role for let's say the customer that you created the project for. And then from this point on, we can start to either assign or move things around. So let's say I wanted to assign a parent role. I would click on where it says assign client. And then if, let's say, the client that I'm looking for already exists in our system, then I can just use this dropdown to go ahead and add them, choose them from the existing client list that we have, as we can see. Very simple, very straightforward. If the client that I'm adding does not exist, then what we can just go ahead and do is add the information like such. And this will go ahead and create the client and assign it to the actual profile or role, as you can see here. A couple of other things that we can do once we are on this page, guys, is if we click on these 3 dots, we are able to change the client that we have on file for that specific role, or actually edit the client profile that's assigned to that specific role as well. Pretty straightforward. This is pretty similar to what we had previously when you were editing the job or editing the actual client itself, which the way we did it previously was by clicking on the customer's name in the top right corner. This you no longer have to do. You can do this all from the clients tab itself by clicking on, let's say, the customer's name. This is going to take us directly to that customer's profile in our clients tab. Or once again, by clicking these three dots right here. If we click on a client role that is not the default, we're going to see we have a couple of other options to play around with. We now have the set as default client option or the remove option in case this person is no longer a client of the actual project itself. If I want to set as default, we're going to see that the $ is what indicates which client role is the default role on the actual project itself. And if I just want to go ahead and click, say, remove, we're going to see that that contact list or that contact detail is going to be completely removed, but the client role is still going to show up on the project. This is the expected move forward. So we also have this other option, which is add clients. And okay, so interesting. I can actually see that once I clicked here, I have the spouse option to choose from. So we're going to use that one as an example. I go ahead and click on this, and then similar to the previous page that we just saw, I can go ahead and add, let's say, my wife's name if I want to. I can go ahead and continue adding all the additional details. To complete the profile. And then we just click save. We're good to go. And we can now see that spouse, which was the additional example that I created at the beginning of the call, is now available here as well. We also saw that we have this other option. This is kind of a bit redundant, but like the name says, an other client role that we can add. So it's pretty much the same thing. We're just adding all the different client information for this one. And then once we click save, it's literally just going to be named other once we have it here. And that is pretty much it when it comes to that add client option as well. One thing that I also want to call out here, guys, is that this feature, obviously, everybody can use, but this feature right now works best when it comes to ban line customers, right? Because that now allows us to actually assign the ban line that this customer may be coming from or may be assigned to directly as well.